Out here with Koshka again. Now, I just got done with doing a consultation with a client, so we may be seeing a Husky Malamute mix of something else over here, and I'll be training him. I'll be boarding and training him. And the first thing that I will be doing with him, I figured I should just show it, is this is the first thing. If you get a dog, the first thing that you should do is start getting it to follow you around. So with him, he already knows the heel command. So if I were to say heel and walk around the yard, then he knows to kind of stay at heel and do whatever. Sit. Good boy. Right? He knows to kind of heel and do that. Right? However, generally what you want to do, in order to get a dog to come when called, because they won't do it on their own, everything else is more interesting than you. So you want to make yourself really interesting to them. Right? And the way that you can do that is, if you teach your dog sit and they know it good, then this is really easy, right? You can tell them to sit, then you come over to another location, right? About 6 feet away, whatever, or sometimes even if they're really bad at it, then you can get really close to them. And you can say, here, here, right? And then you give them a good boy, you pet the crap out of them, right? And that's their reward for coming to you, right? So pretty much, if he were to, and the way you do this, technically speaking, right? Again, dog training is easy. Technically, it's not difficult for a human to do any of this stuff, but for a dog, it's a lot of muscle memory, a lot of repetition, like all the commands are, right? So for him, right now, he's actually focused on something else, which is kind of good, right? So what I'll say, what you do is you just jerk, you tug the leash a little bit, right? Encouraging the dog to come to you. You get down low, come to eye contact, get to eye level with the dog, and then you say, here, come here, good boy, and make sure that you reward the shit out of them when they get to you, right? Just make sure that they associate it with so much positivity. Come here, buddy, sit. Make sure that they associate it with positivity. Like, you want it to be super positive for them to come to you. Never, ever scold a dog that comes to you, right? If it's your dog. Never, ever, ever scold a dog that's coming to you on command. He's trying to lean on me. No, sit. Right? And just never, ever scold them for it. That can really screw up your dog, right? You want the dog to come to you in any situation. I mean, the dog is supposed to be at heel for the majority of its life. So pretty much what you do is just, it's just a lot of repetition. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. And if you want to get your dog to a point where they're off leash, that takes a while. That takes a lot of time, right? He's at a point now where I have him dragging a leash, right? But he's not going to be off leash for a while, not until he's really ship-shape dragging a leash, right? And the reason why you have him drag a leash is you still have the element of control. You can still, if they screw up, then you can come down, pick up the leash, and give them a correction and say no, right? However, taking your dog off leash, you have to have realistic expectations for your dog. If your dog is untrained, then you need to make sure that you keep your expectations in check and recognize that they don't know, they aren't trained yet. So, if they're off leash and they're not coming when called, it's just because they haven't been properly trained to do so, right? And he wants to lay down. No, sit. Good boy, sit. Right? And pretty much that's what you want to do is just make sure that they associate you with positivity, and it's a lot of repetition, and you do that over and over again, and eventually it becomes second nature. And you also want to limit their exposure to exciting things that aren't you, right? You want to channel it properly. So if your dog is focused on a squirrel or something, right, then you want to make sure that the squirrel is a bad idea. Like, you want to send that message to the dog, like, chasing the squirrel is a bad idea, buddy, don't do that. You want to come to me because you will get a ton of affection and positivity from me if you do that. Whereas you will get negativity if you go for the squirrel. And that's what it is. It's operant conditioning. You tell the dog no when it's doing something bad, right? So if you say here and the dog isn't coming to you, then you want to encourage the dog to come to you by tugging on the leash towards you, right? Pulling them towards you, like pressuring them, right? And then you say here, right? And then when they come to you, you give them a lot of positivity and a lot of reward for it, right? And then they will start to associate coming to you with a bunch of positivity, right? So that's the way that you get it done, and it doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen instantly, but it's kind of like, you know, dog training, like when you get your dog trained by a professional, right? It's just they're getting the hard work out of the way, essentially. Like taking a dog from knowing nothing to knowing something is a leap. It's a, you know, it takes work, it takes effort to get to that point. So pretty much for a dog like him, he already knows, you know, to come when called, right? And the thing is and also you don't want to jump to like 100 feet, right away. You want to start real close, you know what I mean? Like maybe 3 feet away or something. Like you start like really close, right? And then when they're doing it really good from 3 feet away, then now you can upgrade them to maybe 4 feet, then 5 feet, right? Then 6 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, and you can start incrementally increasing it the better and better they get at it. And then eventually it'll get to a point where you can just have them completely fucking off leash in a field somewhere, and it doesn't matter what's going on. You know, he's trying to lean on me. It doesn't matter what's going on. They're gonna associate them coming to you with the here command or the come command, right? With like just so much positivity that, like, you know, you should, I mean, like, he is at a point now where it's just so fun for him to do this stuff, right? See, he's like getting restless because I'm just having him sit, right? He wants to work, basically, right? So that's pretty much what you want to do. Sit, down, don't eat grass, no, down, no, down, good boy, right? And pretty much that's what you want to do. It's just a lot of repetition. It's a lot of repetition, and you have to condition the dog to associate coming to you with positivity. And that's really all it is. And technique-wise, it's just like I said, the dog's away from you, maybe a couple feet. You say here, tug them towards you. You don't need to be dragging them to you. You just give them a little bit of pressure, just a little bit of, you know, if I were to bring them over here and show you, right, come here, heel, sit, right? It's just a little bit of pressure, just a little bit. You just go here, right? Really quick and concise, just a little bit of pressure, that's all it takes. And then you relieve the pressure when they're on their way to you, right? If they're making eye contact with you, walking towards you, you don't need to be dragging them towards you, right? They're already coming to you, so it's natural for them. And then when they get to you, it's good boy, right? A lot of that, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, is like, over time, you know, with doing this in a variety of different environments, eventually you get to the point where you could be in a crowded mall with your dog there, and you could send them to go do whatever if they're well trained, and then you just say here and they just come, and they just associate that immediately with, I need to go to my human because I'm going to get a ton of positivity if I get to him, you know. And that's what you want to do. You want to be doing that with them. So that's the thing, is that's really all it is. It's not complicated. It doesn't take, you know, a lot of like technical knowledge. You don't need to read a million books on how to get your dog to come to you, but it takes work, it takes dedication, it takes time. And if you don't want to put in the work to condition the command in, then hire somebody to do it. And that's kind of the bottom line. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the basics of teaching a dog to come when called. It's not super difficult. Quit leaning on me, right? Not super difficult. Just takes work and effort, just takes a lot of dedication, and also keep your expectations in check. You know, don't be having the dog sitting at 100 feet away from you and you say here and they don't come, and then you get frustrated because you thought they knew the command. It doesn't work like that. You start out in the living room, then you upgrade to the backyard, then you upgrade to a quiet street, then maybe a moderately busy street, then a really busy street, right? That's what you do. Then a store or whatever, right? Like wherever you want to take your dog, you have to train them in that environment, and over time they get better and better at it. He used to be terrible with people. If he saw a person, he'd have to go up to him, but I've been taking him to a grocery store and sitting him in the front entrance and letting people walk by, and I just don't let him go up to them, and he's doing great. He impressed me a lot today. I took him there, he was doing awesome. So, you know, that's the thing, is like, it just takes time and dedication, and you will see results after, you know, a while. I mean, it doesn't even really take that long. I've been taking him to the store for what, like a week, and he's doing great. You know what I mean? So if you can't put a week of effort into your dog, then why do you even have the dog? So yeah, that's the thing. And also, dog training is if you're hiring a dog trainer like me to do the work for you, then it's not that your dog is going to be fully trained and that's it. The dog training is the lifetime of the dog. What it is I will be getting the hard work, or an obedience trainer would be getting the hard work out of the way. They'll be teaching you the commands to the dog, conditioning the commands in, and then you need to step in and drill the dog yourself, you know, and that's the thing is that, you know, but the hard work will be done. They'll know the commands. They'll know sit, whoa, down, heel, kennel. They'll know it all, right? It won't be something that you have to work to get them to do, but you will need to work to get them to do it in various different environments, right? So that's the thing. But that's all I really have to say on the subject. That's how you teach a dog to get them to come to you with, you know, no bullshit attached to it. Yeah, I'm Desmond Snow. This is Desmond Snow Pacific Northwest Dog Training. You have a dog you need it trained, you can contact me at my email, desmondsnow@gmail.com, or you can text me at 360-991-4392. Just give me a holler. You need your dog trained, I'll do it. And that'll be it. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.